go. Get ready for a track meet. This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Of course, I'm alluding to the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Denver Nuggets in Friday night NBA action in the Western Conference. This one taking place at the Pepsi Center in the Mile High City. No line currently available in the market. Definitely check out SBRodds.com as the number should drop around 11 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific, as I'm shooting this early Friday morning from the city of Las Vegas. 3-game win streak for the Thunder. Of course, that was preceded by a 3-game losing streak. They've won all 3 of those games by a double-digit margin. The 3 losses came against the Houston Rockets on the road, Miami, and a road game against the Utah Jazz. So not exactly the worst of losses in that 3-game losing streak, but they've turned the corner recently, lead the NBA in scoring, averaging 106.8 points per game. Even better during their current 3-game win streak, 116 scoring during that span. 5-0 straight up and against the spread off a huge blowout win of 30 or more points. So don't look for a letdown here, especially with them looking for revenge. 5-1 against the spread when revenging a same season loss during the 2012-13 campaign. And the 2 main players to watch and wanting to gain that revenge is Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Those 2 combined for 51.7 points per game, the highest scoring duo in the NBA for the 2nd consecutive season. They averaged 51.6 points per game last season, and in 2010, 48.2. But they have been even better in their last 5 meetings in this particular series. 65 points per game, Durant and Westbrook, in the last 5 meetings against the Nuggets. Of course, they're going to be looking for revenge, a 121-118 setback in overtime as 1-point road favorites the last time these 2 teams met. That one climbing over the total of 208.5. I'm going to kind of push that one aside in terms of handicapping this game, given the fact that the Thunder were coming off a 117-114 overtime win against the Dallas Mavericks before traveling to the Mile High City. And I think the Mavericks are their true rival right now, given the fact that the Thunder were bounced out of the playoffs a few years before they knocked the Mavericks out last year on their way to the NBA Finals. They did beat Denver 117-97 as 9-point home favorites in the previous series meeting this year, that one climbing over the total as well of 209. When you look at the Denver Nuggets, of course, they're one of the better home teams, 24-3 at this facility, 15-1 versus Western Conference opponents, and they've won 8 of their last 10 games in front of their home fans when hosting the Thunder and Sonics franchise. Of course, they are riding a 3-game win streak, coming off a 111-109 victory over the Portland Trail Blazers, a game that I covered earlier in the week on Across the Board. You can catch any prior videos or any videos for today by going to SBRvideo.com. The line is not available in the market due to the fact that Danilo Gallinari is listed as questionable with the thigh injury that's kept him out of the last 2 games. He's the leading scorer for Denver, averaging 16.9 points per game. I expect him to show up in this game and actually land on the court. Ty Lawson, the point guard, has been incredible, but he's going to be matching up with somebody that can match up with him athletically in Westbrook. They lead the NBA in averaging 19.5 fast break points per game. The Thunder are 5th in that category, averaging 17 points per game. But these 2 teams can get back in transition defense. 2 of the more athletic teams, they match up really across the board. So I don't expect those numbers to show up here. 6-0 against the spread at home this season, the Nuggets. When playing at home with a total of 210 or higher, I'm not going to play either side in this game. I think the Thunder are going to get it done here. But I'm going to look to play the under, because if this number comes out at 210 or higher, I think there's some value here. The previous 2 meetings, 208.5, 209, these teams are scoring at a very high rate right now. So I think the odds makers are going to make that adjustment. And the last 2 times, a total of 210 or higher in this series, both have gone under the total. So my official recommendation in this game is play under 210 or higher in Friday night's game featuring the Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver Nuggets from the Pepsi Center. For any further information on this game or any other on the NBA board, follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports, and 2 more NBA videos to check out. The Toronto Raptors hosting the Indiana Pacers, and also the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Miami Heat from the AAA. This has been another edition of Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Cut.